Welcome to lab number 12 of security in Google Cloud, configuring and using cloud logging and cloud monitoring. We're going to start off with some cloud logging. We're already here in our console logged in, and we actually have two projects here that we're going to be using. And the first project in my case is C9C. So that's how I know that I'm the right one currently. So let's go to Logs Explorer. The project here has a long history and lots of names. Nowadays it's called Logs Explorer. And what we want to do is find some logs from a virtual machine instance. Okay, so one of the things that we can do here is in systems metadata, instead of severity, we can take a look at the resource type and then select virtual machine instance. That way we're really going to get the logs that are relevant to this particular resource type. So you can see that there is something going on over here. Another thing that has happened here on the left hand side is that we have this instance ID field in here. So if you take a look at that, we can see the different instance IDs that are generating these logs. So one of them would be a Windows server, another one would be the Linux server here. At the same time that we selected the resource type, graphically here, it also changed the query box over here. So the query now is resource type equals GCE instance. And if we would now select the Windows server here, you can see that that is also added to the query. Delete that. You can also run this query manually from here by just using run query. All right, so another thing that we can see down here is that there are multiple log names that we can choose from. For example, we could take the FluentBit log from ops agent and just take a look at that. Another thing that we can do is turn on streaming. It's up here. And that way we're kind of continuously reading the logs. Whereas normally we would just be taking a look at the logs whenever we're running a query. Log items are here in Logs Explorer for 30 days only, and then they're automatically deleted. You might want to forward or export these logs over to BigQuery for later analytics. And one way to do that is to use a log router here. So in log router, what we can do is create a sink. Let's call it VM logs. Then we can decide what destination to send it to. We have different options here. For our purposes, we're going to use BigQuery. And then we need to create a BigQuery dataset for that. Good. And then we can decide what logs to include. Now, we can use the same syntax here as we did with the logs export. With the logs explorer. So we're just going to put resource type equals GCE instance. All right. So now we're going to get the instance logs only. We could also have an exclusion filter which we don't really need. There we go. Next, let's create an export for load balancer logs. So we go back here, we see our current sync. We can create another one, load balancer logs, and we're going to put it in the same data set. All right. And now the resource type is HTTP load balancer. Here we go. That's done. So now we should have two routers that are, or syncs that are configured for the log router. Okay, good. So let's go to BigQuery. Let's look what this actually looks like. Under our project, we're supposed to have project logs here. So this looks correct. And we can see that there is already a table there, Windows event log for this state. What we're going to do here is make sure that we have the permissions in place correctly. Okay, so if we do here, share, manage permissions. And the required permissions are BigQuery data editor role. And we can see that the service account for logging does have that permission, so that's okay. One thing we could take a look at here is the contents of this particular table. So we have currently one row in there. There's also a table ID here, which we're going to copy. And then we could create a query. So the query is, we're only going to take the log name, the resource type, the zone, and the project ID from our log table. So now you see that there are already more items in there. We've got 5 now. So from logs, we can also create metrics. If we go to log-based metrics and create one here. And this is of type counter. We're doing one for 403s. The name is let's say 403s. Then we need to create a filter. And basically what we want to have is instances from instances. Apparently the syslog. And I need to change the instance project ID here. This is a bit silly because that syslog doesn't actually exist. Or at least I didn't see it previously. So, but yeah, let's just follow the instructions anyway. And next, there is a monitoring dashboard, and for that we need to use the second project of ours. So this one. And then we go to monitoring. Settings. And then metric scope. And let's add the other project to our scope. That's this one, CNC. Good, now we have both. Next up, let's go to dashboards and create a dashboard. And we want to add line visualization. Let's call it CPU usage. And then the metric that we want to have is an instance CPU usage. And now if we apply, you can see that it's actually working. Okay, let's add another line. This time, utilization. It's not on the instance itself, its memory is here. Perfect. Now we got that. And then let's add our own metric. Remember we created one, so it's called 403s. And now we're supposed to find that. Under here, under class-based metric. Yeah, I think it doesn't show up because there is no log called syslog. Just see if the refresh helped. Yes, it did. Perfect. Good. So I actually got a 403 here. Great. So did that as well. So now we have 3 nice line graphs here. In addition to that, if we go back to our original project, we should now be able to see this log entries as well. Yeah, maybe from BigQuery, right? So yeah, here you see now the syslog has got its own entries as well. Just take a look at what kind of stuff there is there. Okay, that kind of stuff. Cool, that's it for this lab. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next one. Till then.